So I have an idea for a show called Regen, right? Okay, and it takes place in this dystopian world where this scientist or chemist, whatever, he makes a serum that allows humans to regenerate their organs, right? And he's super stoked about it. He's like, oh, I'm going to save the world. Like, there's never going to be organ failure again. And long story short, he meets this corrupt dude, this corrupt businessman. He sells it to him, and then it gets in the wrong hands, and it becomes, a business, right? It's not meant to, that's not what he wanted. He wanted to just give it to the world, but it gets turned into a business, Regen. And what happens is, and this is ran by like the elites, right? It turns into like a sweatshop where basically people who don't have money, like they're fucking struggling, they don't have bills to pay, they can go and for a large sum of cash, they can basically sign their everything away. And then they get jabbed and they get knocked out. All of their organs are taken away, including your skin. Remember, your skin is your largest organ. And they wake up and for 2 days they feel like absolute dog shit because they're regenerating, right? And the way that it works in the factory is that it's kind of like a hierarchy, right? Like think of grade meat, right? There's like the really horrible shit, and then there's top of the line, like grass-fed, whatever. It works the same way, but with like humans' organs, right? And there's the main characters that we're following are like the poor bottom of the barrel, but you see that there's also like an S tier, like an A-lister, and these people are like celebrities. They're treated like gold. They're athletes. They work out all the time. They're super yoked. They're millionaires, because they offer the best product. And this company Regen is praised in this world by the public, The average people who have money that don't need to give their organs, they love Regen. It's marketed to the world as, a very ethical business. People respect it. And like, because what they're doing, they are giving organs to people who need it, but they're making profit, right? And they don't understand how it actually works. And we find that out in this story. And the first thing that we start to notice is our main character, he's going in and out because he needs money. He keeps doing it. He works a regular job, but it's not enough to make ends meet. And he keeps on giving his organs, right? As time passes, he's noticing that he's kind of like getting older looking, like his base self. He's aging faster. His skin's rough. He feels sick. He's got bags under his eyes. He's like not feeling good. And then suddenly one of his fingers fall off and from like nothing. And he's like, all right, something's up, dude. And he goes back to Regen, right? And he's like, I need to get jabbed. I need something. Like, wait, why is this happening? I had no idea that this was going to make me like age fast, die, basically. And one of the doctors there is like, yeah, well, it's in the fine print. You should have read the fine print. And he shows it to him, and it's like a whole like big ass, like multiple pages about the side effects. So now our main dude is not stoked, okay? He's realizing he's might be a little screwed here, but he's already in the factory, so he looks at the doctor and he says, whatever, just get me in there, give me the jab, I need to regen, I'm falling apart. And the doctor looks at his notes, he looks at his documents, right? And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. You're not able to do this just yet, you just got a jab, you have to wait another week. It's too soon. And our main guy's like, I'm literally, my fingers are falling off. My skin is literally disintegrating. I need to get in there. And the doctor's like, well, you can do it, but you would have to upgrade. And now our main guy's like, how much is that? What do I have to do? It's $100,000. Money he does not have. The reason he's here is because he does not have money. So he can't upgrade. He can't go up a membership. So now he's screwed. And this makes him curious. This makes him think. So what he does is he walks to the A-list, the S-tier area, and he's seeing all these guys around, right? They're all super muscular, in great shape. They're training, they are doing podcast shows, interviews, treated like gold, right? And there's nobody there that's falling apart. He goes back downstairs to the like bottom of the barrel shit list people, and everyone around there looks like him. They're all falling apart. They're missing more limbs than him, or limbs, fingers, whatever. And he's starting to piece together kind of what's going down here. If you don't, it's pay to play, basically. Once you join this, you're trapped because now you have the serum in you. And you would have a proclivity to need money. So you're going to come back, right? And if you don't have the money to go up, you're just going to fall apart and you're going to die. So our main guy goes up to like a group of these people and he starts speaking to them saying like, yo, guys, we got to do something about this. They're trapping us. We have to, like, we're all going to fall apart if we don't do something. So they all agree to meet up here at night after it closes. All right, I'm going to wrap this up because this video is way too long, but this is where it gets interesting, okay? And this is kind of the vehicle of the show. So one of the guys, he agrees to stay in the factory after it closes so he can let everyone in, right? And he does so. Everybody comes in and they're like, we got to get serums. We got to get jabs. And they find it, right? And they're looking at it and they're like, you know, we've never like experienced being jabbed, getting regen, but not getting knocked out and having our organs removed. So we don't really like know what's going to happen. And this one guy who is like in the worst shape of all of them is like, give it to me now. And they're like, are you sure? He already jabbed himself. He already did it. And he's like, it's go time. Couple of minutes pass and he starts regenerating. He starts looking better. He's like, he's feeling better. He's like, this is fucking awesome. You know, dude, he's like, he's so relieved. Everybody's like happy. They're like, oh, all right, we just got to grab a couple of these and run out and then maybe we can hold ourselves over for a little. And what he starts to notice is he's feeling stronger. He's feeling better than before, than his normal self. He looks at everyone and he's like, guys, I think this is what they're getting up there. This is their treatment. They don't get knocked out. And that's why they're elite. That's why they're superhumans. And he walks over to like this big, you know, piece of machinery and he lifts it, right? Everybody's like, whoa, you know, dude? And he's like, this is what they have. They're lying to us. But out of nowhere, he starts feeling mad pain, right? Oh, wait, what the fuck? And he starts like getting bigger, right? In the areas where his organs lie. All of a sudden you hear 2 hearts, right? He starts just filling out like crazy, screaming in agony, okay? His organs are regenerating, but he still has his original organs inside of him. His skin is getting thicker. He's turning into a monster. Everybody's bugging out. And one girl who was a doctor, she, you know, is obviously smarter than everybody else. And she's like, she knows what's happening. She gets it. She's like, he's regenerating. He's regenerating and his organs are inside of him. We need to get them out. And they cut him open. No anesthesia, nothing. They rip out everything. And remember, your skin is your largest organ. So what happens in this show is we follow our peons, our bottom of the barrel folks, and watch them learn this mystery, unravel it, and try to figure out how they can get out of it. Because at this point, they're just speed running life, right? They have to figure a way out. And one of the tools that they have is the serum and how to manage it, because it does make you stronger, but if you do it outside of the facility, it comes with a major consequence. You have to harvest your own organs, including your skin. So, you know, this is like, it's life or death. And I'm not going to give anything else away, like who even the villains are, whatever, but that's the premise. And yeah, dude, tag Netflix. Saw.